Hello all, welcome to another session in this course. As part of this session, I am going to cover the next topic, that is dynamic typing in JavaScript. So let's get started. What exactly is dynamic typing in JavaScript? So what is dynamic typing in JavaScript? I'm going to cover in this session. So typing, dynamic typing in JavaScript. So in JavaScript, when you declare a variable, you don't have, explicit data types. For example, if you go with Java, if you want to store a number like 9 into this variable, you have to declare in Java programming, not in JavaScript, okay? If Java is a programming language, you have to declare this with an explicit data type known as int. For example, if you want to store a decimal number like 5.5 into this variable b in Java programming language, then you have to declare this with a double, right? Like that. And if you want to store some string text, then we have to declare this with string kind of class in Java. But this kind of scenario is not there with JavaScript. JavaScript, we don't have this kind of in double string kind of stuff to be declaring the variables to assign the data. Rather, we can use something like this. Let a is equal to 9. Okay. Let b is equal to 5.5. We don't have explicit data types here to declare these variables based on the type of the data that you want to store into the variables. We don't have special or explicit data types here. For all the things we can use let or const. Let c is equal to, or we can use let d is equal to, true or false we can use, and so on. Okay. So here in JavaScript, we don't have explicit data types like we have in Java. Okay, this is JavaScript, this is Java. And in JavaScript, we have seen some kind of keywords like let and const to declare these variables, which are not explicit data types based on the type of the data that we are assigning to the variables in JavaScript. Because of this nature of the JavaScript, this dynamic typing is possible. What does dynamic typing means? Let me tell you. For example, here when you say let a is equal to 9, let's say, okay, let a is equal to 9. And here the type of the variable will be at this point of time the type of the variable based on the type of the value that is assigned to the variable, even though the keyword will always be let. Okay, the type of the variable will be numerical type, right? Now if I say a is equal to, if I say a is equal to true, then the type of the variable will become boolean automatically. Dynamically typing to the same variable, I'm changing the data from number to boolean. Again, if I say a is equal to Arun, it will become string type. Again, if I say a is equal to some curly braces, it will become an object type. Again, if I say a is equal to, this is an object type. Again, if I say a is equal to some function like this, okay, some function, arrow function, if I create like, console.log, etc., etc., or e, if I give this arrow function, and the type will become an function, right? So this is what is called as dynamic typing in JavaScript. So I have some notes with me for reference, using which I'm going to cover this. Okay, let me copy this and let me open this notes for reference, where I'm explaining about the dynamic typing in JavaScript. In JavaScript, dynamic typing means variable types are determined at runtime, not in advance. Okay, if you go with Java programming language, we have explicit data types to declare the variables with the specific data types like int, long, float, byte, okay, boolean, char, and so on. But coming to the JavaScript, we have the keywords like let or const, right? Using them, we can declare the variables. We don't have explicit data types. We have the keywords like let and const. Okay. And if you use let, let's say, okay, if you use this keyword known as let to declare this variable in JavaScript, you can assign any type of data to this. It may be numerical data, it can be string data, it can be Boolean data, and so on. Okay. So here, same variable in the same program, we can change the value to different types. Okay. It doesn't mean that, for example, it doesn't mean that, okay. So let me create a program here, dynamic typing .js. Okay. If I write here, let a is equal to 9, if I say, and it's not compulsory that I have to assign only number here. Okay, I have to update this variable value initialize with 9, right? So it's not compulsory that I have to initialize. I have to update this with the same number type. Okay, a is equal to 19. It's not compulsory. Okay, here in place of the 11, you can go with 11.5, not a problem. In place of this 19, you can go with Arun, not a problem. In place of this, you can go with a Boolean value, not a problem. Here, the type of the variable keep changing when you run the program based on the type of the data that is getting assigned to this variable. When you run the program, the type of the variable will get modified. Okay. Here, after initializing this variable with 9, if I print this type of A, it will print number here. Okay. It will print number here. Again, when I say A is equal to 11.5, that is also considered as a number in JavaScript, guys. So here also, otherwise I'll go with other examples here. Okay. If I say A is equal to Arun and say console.log type of A here, during the runtime, the type of this A will become what? String. And here, if I say console.log, if I say type of A, and here the type of A will become Boolean. Okay, and so on. You see, dynamically the type of the variable is getting changed during the runtime of this program. When you run the program, according to the lines got executed, the type of the variable is getting changed. The same variable, single variable can have different types during this program. Okay, unlike other programming languages in JavaScript, the type of the variable can keep changing during the runtime. And this kind of concept is called as dynamic typing in JavaScript. Okay, this is called as dynamic typing in JavaScript, guys. So, hope guys you understood what exactly is dynamic typing in JavaScript. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.